still know how to put my goddamn brakes. Say, wait a goddamn minute and take a look. You had too many exaggerating, too much. Tasha, they showed me something that you had said that Sean Combs, I think it was like in 2023 of December, either October. You had put that he had done rest in peace for the Odom, the white guy that started talking when he went over there and went over there to a Trump place up in West Palm Beach and started shooting it up. Keisha, you had said that rest in peace to him that Sean Combs had done got rid of. I forgot. I used to know his name real good. Odom. I think that's the last name. Jonathan. You said that. You put that out. Then you supposed to went back. Oh, y'all, I seen him. I seen Jonathan. I seen Jonathan Odom for myself. I said, well, what? Okay, if you had seen him for yourself, teacher, you showed us when the lawyers then was coming out the courtroom. Why the fuck you can show us the damn camera? You saw him over there. You showed him because you're a damn liar. You're a damn liar. The courtroom, me and my moderator was here. We had did what they had got 7 weeks. We had got 8 weeks of monitoring that case and everything. Jury, all this type of stuff. For even the new people, for anybody on YouTube, basically started covering it. Me and my moderator was here. Me and Cephala was here. Every bit to every single day. My back hurt. Sitting here for that damn shit. You want it? This is a good jury. Now let them go. Let's go forward. Them damn juries, let me tell you something. Let me get y'all something did in fact no. Them jury knew that motherfucking judge, if Sean, that boy there, if you might well goddamn let him goddamn go, because that's what the fuck that you did, judge. No goddamn way. Even with OJ, that was a state case. You know what the state did? Put them motherfuckers in a goddamn cage, the whole goddamn jury. Let them talk to their goddamn self. I don't want them to watch goddamn TV or either with their goddamn telephone. They say, if anything happen to their goddamn family, somebody will knock on their damn room door and tell them. That was a state case with OJ. With your motherfucking ass, that was a goddamn fed. You dropped the ball too, Judge, because that you ain't telling me just to show his shit stink and flies flooded. When them jury went home, they good girlfriend called them, or the kid, what they saying, this and that. Girl, I can't tell you about them old nasty, dirty pictures that we saw. It was dirtier than a Playboy movie. It was worse than XX. They talked about it. And you know what the jury also said? I want to live after this case. Because guess what? Your whole damn family went and told them that they mama, they sister, they cousin, they friend, or whatever. They know you on the jury because you ain't been to work in the last 10 months or two. So they know you on there. You know what the jury did? The jury wanted to get the fuck out of here before they come for me. Let me get the fuck out of here before they goddamn come for me, because they are right. What protection is the feds is going to give them? Not a goddamn thing. They are more to protect a woman than they are for a damn man. And the reason why I say that, you protected that damn hoe, that damn Jane Doe, when everybody knew who the fuck that it was. Everybody knew who the fuck that she was. Even down to the baby daddy. Even down to the damn baby daddy came and said, no, that's that slut I got the damn baby from. Her motherfucking name, that's Jane Doe. What was this big goddamn secret? But still yet with these guys that's out here. You got one did a live over there on Tasha K, want to jump off the damn cliff because that he a church boy. His father and mother is a pastor of a church. He grew up in the damn church. What the hell did happen? Y'all drug his name through the mud. His parents and have no idea that his son was one of the escort, the prostitute, was a prostitute for damn 8 years messing with Cassie. The mother didn't almost know that it was her son. The drama was the one that played that name that they said. The whole goddamn church calling the pastor, the mother of the church, and everybody there. Did you know that was him? They did not know, but you want to protect this goddamn hoe with a thirsty goddamn ass. But you didn't protect him. He gets on Tasha K a few minutes ago, about to lose his mind. Don't roll it down. But every book that was wrote and all the time, they released that shit right here. They started releasing it. The man came on Tasha K a few minutes ago, not about 3 hours ago. Y'all will see bits and bits of it. But that's not the one. I thought that was the one, but no, the other one was yesterday. 2022 was just yesterday. That's the one that's suing them for all that disease and stuff. Now, the one that did with Cassie for 8 years, he said he had got the claps, camellia, a comedian, camellia, whatever the fuck, every damn disease that did affect that goddamn girl. He said every time he stick his goddamn, I'm grown, he said every time he stick his talawaki in her coochie, he cannot feel nothing. It just was a big ocean of glush and baby oil. He said he did a fact with that girl. That boy said he had got came to two climates. Because other than that, it didn't have no kind of surface. It didn't have no rim around it. It didn't have no bottom. He said, and he know he got something, and it just was there. You don't like this type of teacher? This is for the grown folks in the damn way. This is how I run my channel. This is the grown folks channel. The damn ball was dropped. That damn jury should have never went home, because every last one of the jury said that they know something about the case. They've been following him and all kind of shit. The jury told you they all knew about it. Right there, you should have shut that shit down and put them all in a goddamn corner. And this is what y'all gonna be. No, nobody ain't going home. They damn family. And guess what? Some of them don't made arrangement to the family reunion to be there today and all that. They ain't got time to be shot up in no goddamn room with a bunch of goddamn strangers. Hell, I want to go home. I'm tired of this shit. This shit don't SA my damn brain. So as we do this here thing, please like my video since you're here. The young man, this shit, hoes like that, them damn women's right there. Some of you won't even go and see your sister or your mama or what you didn't. And those mixed race people have more disease than anything. Because guess what? It is that mix of that black and white or whatever that mix up here, and that goddamn pepper, that goddamn collard green, the house, they mix all that shit up there, and they just think so that they are so beautiful, they belong to the damn world. I never known Puffy took black ass, rest in peace, Kim Porter, to the damn Met Gallery. No. He just took that black ass look good the last damn time when he was walking the damn earth. That's when he took damn Young Miami. Yeah, This man here that's after them is the one that got Cassie was pregnant from. They had a family meeting, the three of them. that Cassie was going to keep the baby. When he come back, I guess so, to have sex mean feed the damn baby. What happened? Cassie don't had an abortion. He after they damn ass, and he should. See, this guy here, you see how life, you see how people, you see how people life get messed up. His parents, big mega church, saving the souls, and they son goes and name is splattered all over the internet. Church people is calling. Oh, that was your son. He the one had Cassie. And then he come out here. He talked. He talked about that his tallywhacking was just like Cassie's mouth was about to fall off. He said, and I ain't gonna make this up, Michelle. I was over there. The boy said that it was so disgusting. He said that he was afraid that they was trying to frame him. They didn't want him to. They had wanted him to start coming to release himself in a cup. They did that, and they did it until he said he started getting nervous. They taste the cup in the bedroom. She comes back out later. He says to her, "What you do with the cup? What you do?" She said, "And Michelle, you can put the pillow over your head." She said that, Michelle, you can put the pillow over your head. You probably want to put on your earphone and this there, and probably your eyes too. She said that we drinks it and we play in it. We like that. He loved that. That's what they did. The man said that he said that it started to cringe him. What? Then he said that he watched come on, somebody help me. He said that he had watched Forensic Files and other shows like that. He did say, I think he said Forensic Files. And he said that he thought that they were trying to blackmail him. That's why that they wanted his stuff. I would say the C word, but anyway, he said that he thought that they were trying to blackmail him. So he said that no, he can't do this no more. Then Diddy gave him permission, said that to let it go in her. Gave him, but he said that Diddy controlled everything. He said it was just like a show. He keeps the camera going, and he walks all type of sides, this side and that side, with the camera and everything like this here. Y'all, wait a minute, y'all. As I come and I think of this, a hole right here. He moving everywhere with the camera. Y'all, you know what that is? That is a person that making making a sex movie to sell it. And it's on the black web. Everywhere. He was all up into them. He tell them every move to make. He told when they come in the room, he would tell them what this boy, he would tell them what's today's scene that we going to play today. They would get on the couch and they would talk like they at the club. The whole scene, it was dressed, for what I understand, the guy said that it was made like a scene, like you shoot a movie. Also, they would do so much, like did they say that, oh, y'all would meet and greet each other, y'all would go on the couch. Now, okay, they would do all those scenes there, and sometimes Diddy would make them do the scene over. If he didn't get a good shot, he didn't like it. If they not looking for real, he would make them do that scene over. Hold it, Michelle, just hold it. Then he would have them, they would do like 3 scenes. Then somehow or another, then they'll start, him and her would start playing. He would play with himself, she would play with herself. Diddy would guide the way how to go, and all this type of stuff. This is what the young man, he guided. Just make, just go, just show more passionate. Then that's the scene two. The next thing is that they would get in it and they start doing what they're doing. He cannot release and she cannot release until he says so. He said that he can give her 20 good pumps and she would explode all everywhere, just nonstop. Oh my God. Yeah, that's what he said. Shell, he said it. He said it about 3 hours now ago. He said it, and then she would whatever they do, just all over the place. He said that they would take a 30-minute break. They would give them a 30-minute break. Now we going to the next scene. Then they'll do a scene. Now it'd be in the bedroom. That is set up with a different type of show, a different type of scene. Don't forget now the living room. And then they would do 3 scenes, but Diddy would tell them when to let it go. The next thing is that he said, the next thing that he said, Michelle, that he went there in Miami. I don't know, y'all. I'm so afraid to stay. I thought I had a problem seeing when we used to travel. When my husband was living, we used to go to New York, and then when I seen no bed bugs at the hotel, I thought I was afraid. I don't know what hotel to stay in. I don't think any of them can stay in another hotel. They have to go to the Red Roof Inn. I don't know, but let me tell you, he said that he went into the hotel room. He said the whole hotel room was dark. He went into the room. It was dark. They was getting ready to do a scene. It was dark. She pulled him on in there. And she just went on here. He had to really give it to her. He said that when he got there, when he went on ahead and did his business for the getting there, he said she was so wet. He said that because it was so much baby oil and all this other. He said that in the baby oil, he said that he believed it was something was in it. He said that when he started performing in her, I don't know what basically like that don't happen. Y'all hold up a second. Y'all hold up. Take a breather. I'm gonna let y'all hear it for yourself. Hold up a second. I'm gonna go over there. Hold 1 second. No. Let me see. I don't think so. Okay, wait a minute. I don't know. That's it. I don't think so, David. Let me try to see. Wait a minute. Hold on. I think. Gosh, let me see. Hold up 1 second, you guys. Y'all, here we go right here. Wait a minute. This is what she had. Wait a minute. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 minute. Let me see. I don't know what she could have did to the video. No, that's not it. I think that's what it was. Y'all give me one moment here. I'm trying to pull him up. I want to see who else that got him. Oh, shoot. Boy. Let me see. Let's see. Let's see what I can get right here. Okay, you guys. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna give y'all just a little bit of piece of it. Hold on a second. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of piece of it. Hold on a second. Y'all,
or
okay,
semi-glutide that's
here we
out
go.
there. It just
This
helps
is
to
the
settle
young.
the gas in the stomach, and the stomach tells
Let
the
me
brain
go
that
in here.
Set me up some crazy shit. And I finally like flipped out on them, like, yo, listen, I'm not giving y'all no more cum. Y'all taking my cum.
Oh my God. Wait a minute, hold on a second. Okay. You guys, scooters, just I'm just gonna go through a little flash. Okay, but this is just happened. I thought it was 2 hours, 3 hours ago, but no, yeah, it's late. It's been 6 hours ago. I'm just gonna give you a little bit. This is the one that I'm talking about. We just gonna hear just a little bit, and I'm gonna skip through a little bit. Hold 1 second. Okay, here we go. Let's go right here.
didn't work.
How do you think I feel hearing all of this disgusting stuff that she's saying in court, especially being urinated in her mouth? Like, she asked me to urinate on her. I said, you expect me to have sex with you after I piss on you? That's gross. I'm not doing that. And she was like, you don't like that? I'm like, no, that's nasty. Well, who would want to have sex with you after urinating on you? She said, no, it's something I really enjoy. Tasha, she explained to me why she liked being pissed on. She told me she likes the warm feeling of urine running down her body, this nasty chick. And I thought that chick was disgusting when she told me that. I said, are you serious? But the way she explained it, I knew she was telling the truth. So I said, listen, shorty, I can't pee on you. That's not for me. But I will have sex with you. And clearly, I'm going to have good sex with you. She said, you know what? You don't have to do it. She stopped. They used to collect my semen in the cup. Probably for a year or so, I wanted to say, and so I actually started orgasm inside of her. Then they stopped asking me because she just started telling me, like, come in. And I was stupid. I was young. I actually believed that because I beat Daniel Phillip, I was her only boy toy. So I thought the pussy was clean. And I'm just slaying it. Every time she's telling me, I'm straight making deposits.
Why would they collect your semen?
I didn't know. I thought it was weird. I complained for a few months until finally, I want to say it was maybe a year and a half in they were doing it. I watch a lot of forensic TV, so I would get scared. I'm thinking he's using my DNA to try to set me up, some crazy shit. And I finally flipped out on them, like, yo, listen, I'm not giving y'all no more cum. Y'all taking my cum, y'all going in the next room, like, what the hell y'all doing?
Allegedly.
It's creeping me out. She told me that she used to drink it because he liked to see her play with semen. I said, you could do that right in front of him. Yeah. But she told me that encounter, she would never ask me again. I said, okay. And she never asked me again. Instead, she started asking me to come inside of it. And I was foolish. I did.
What's the name of the book?
Cassie, Victim or Co-Conspirator. The Story of Dave. Because the story of Dave is the truth and it needs to be told. She's not a victim. She's a victim of domestic violence. She deserves justice for that. She definitely does. And I think she got justice. She got $20 million worth of justice. Shorty straight. But to lie and say he forced you into this sexual whole innuendo of swinging and depravity, that's a lie. You're only doing that so you can reestablish yourself and gain back the hold'em. Everybody knows because most of the people in the game know she was a hoe. I know things about her now that I know the situation's over. She was sleeping with people for years. The only way she can absolve that former whole activity is to say, Diddy made me do it. I'm gonna give you an example. She testified in the trial. She said that she was made to have sex with male prostitutes on her period. Tasha, that's a lie. She sexually assaulted me and forced herself on me on my period because she was mad. I didn't want to come to LA and I was with my girlfriend for my anniversary. And I know this because she told me. It's in my book. You can read it. She flies me to LA. I get to LA. She's pissed off because I chose my girlfriend, my real life girlfriend, over this R&B singer dating a billionaire who I have absolutely no chance of securing and holding. I'm not stupid, but I'm in a committed relationship. But basically, I needed her money. So I had to make the decision to forego my anniversary or be fired by Cassie and fly to LA or stay with my girlfriend. I sold out. I chose the money, Tasha. I flew to LA. I get to LA maybe 1 o'clock in the morning, the Beverly Hills Hotel. I meet her at the Beverly Hills Hotel. These freak-offs were always so ritualistic. I mean, there was candles throughout the room. The furniture would be covered. There would be like a platter with Astroglide and baby oil, and then another platter with like Ciroc, which is crazy. I never knew it was Diddy. DeLeon, water, things like that. This time I went there. This one time, the entire living room was dark, which I thought was weird. Basically, in this encounter, what she does is she keeps the room dark so I can't see the fact that she's menstruating. She kind of seduces me into thinking that we're going to have sex regularly because, again, I don't know she's on a menstrual cycle. She gets on top of me. She grabs my member. She inserts it in her because she's already wet. She's on her menstrual cycle. She orgasms real quick, and then I push her off of me, cut the lights on, and it literally looks like the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. It's blood everywhere because she's heavily on her period. So I'm pissed. I'm like, I said, why would you do something like that to me? This is disgusting. Tasha, the girl is totally shitting on me. She's like, so what? So what? And she's arrogant about it. So Diddy's sitting there watching it. He's her man. He's her protector. I'm getting more and more aggressive. I'm calling her nasty bitchs. I'm pissed. He says, yo, you know something, bro? You mad cool. It's been like 6-7 years. I'm not going to lie to you. She knew she was on her period. She just really wanted you to come here. You see how we was calling you. You see how she demanded you come. So she had sex with you. He was like, yo, it was wrong. I'm going to give you some money. Calm down. Let's not do this. We've been seeing each other too long. He really used to try to be a mediator. I'm not going to lie. He goes in the room. He gets me like $5,000. He comes out. He gives me $5,000 to stop arguing with her. Tasha, I stopped arguing with her. He says, yo, go check it in your room. He gives me a key for my suite in the Beverly Hills Hotel. I take my $5 cash. I go to my room. I go to sleep. I wake up the next day. She calls me that night. She apologizes about the night before. She says, listen, I was drunk. I'm on my period. I was horny. You really disappointed me by the fact that you didn't want to come. And she said, yeah, what I did was wrong. I'm sorry. I should have told you I was on my period. She totally apologized. So how could you get on the stand and tell the stand that Diddy made you have sex with me when you know for a fact that I know that that's a lie? Yeah. I don't want to say I feel bad for Diddy because I know the women are going to destroy me, but I kind of feel bad for him because he's not totally being lied on, but his bitter ex-girlfriend.
You didn't smell it? You didn't smell the period blood?
No, actually, I got to be fair. Her vagina never stunk. Never stunk.
All that fuck is she doing?
Never stunk. Never. Maybe she kept herself clean for me. I don't know, but she smelled like lavender every time I touched her. She never stunk. Never.
Did he call you for the other Jane Does, or you only just serviced her?
Only her. I never met Christina Coram. I never saw any of his staff. I was meticulously hidden from sight because I was specifically hired to service Cassie. I think the only person
So let me say this. Y'all were pretty much, all three of you guys, in a relationship.
Kind of, yeah, with him being the supervisor, yes. With no homosexual activity. Let's make that clear.
He never tried to?
Oh, no, he did try, but nothing ever happened. He tried me. I want to say he tried me once.
Back up. Wait a minute. What do you mean you're saying that Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs, tried to what with you? He
didn't try to what with me. He tried to psych me out into fucking him. I don't want to blow up my whole book, but I'll tell you basically what happened.
They're gonna buy it anyway. Don't worry. We got a whole week worth of promotions. Just give me that motherfucking link. We support up over here. Go. We ain't even dropped this bitch on YouTube. Wait till we drop the bitch on YouTube. See, I wanted you to be able to say what the fuck you wanted to say without YouTube burying the shit.
And I thank you for that. Thank you very much. Yes.
Anytime. That's what we over here for. Okay, so did he try to do what to you now during the freak off?
Okay, so in I want to say it was 2015 or 2016, I fly to Miami to meet them. I think it was March 2016 because I think it was Ultra Weekend. There's like a huge festival that goes on in Miami for the music business industry every year.
Okay.
He flies me out there. I go meet them at the one hotel, the SLS. That was the hotel I met them at.
Okay.
They're in this penthouse suite overlooking the Miami beach. He's high out of his face. He's rolling. I think he's high on ecstasy because I can see his eyes rolling. He's high out of his face. I and Cassie go out on the balcony. I'm naked. Cassie's naked. You know, we're both in amazing shape. He's like, yo, wow, y'all motherfuckers look good. Yo, you look like a god. And he's doing all of this complimenting, which was weird because I'm like, dude, I'm naked and I'm standing naked with your girl. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Long story short, Cassie had some sense. She's like, listen, you are too, no, you got to go inside because paparazzi watches. If they catch a glimpse of me with a naked chocolate man like you, I'm going to have a problem. She brings me back inside the suite. She goes into the master bedroom to get ready for the freak off. So while I'm waiting in the living room, Puff pulls out the piano seat. He sits at the grand piano behind the door and he starts, he gives me a joint. So, you know, he and I are sitting there smoking a joint. He says, yo, you got any kids? At the time, I had no children. He was like, yo, what you doing with yourself? So I told him I was in optician school. I was doing this, you know, basic bullshit conversation. So he sits there and, you know, he's like, I can tell he wants to ask me something. So I'm like, yo, what's wrong with you? And he says, nah, never mind. I said, yo, just speak your mind. Like, what's wrong with you? He was like, yo, so are you gay? I said, what? Where the fuck did that just come from? Why would you even ask me something like that the way I'm busting your shorty down? So I got angry. And I start cursing him out. I'm like, yo, you're a freaking weirdo. So I'm going off on him. Cassie comes out. She's like, yo, what's wrong? I said, yo, this guy just asked me, am I gay? Like, what type of shit is he on? So she looked at him and she was like, don't pay him no attention. He's high. And she laughed it off. So I'm thinking, you know, whatever. I'm still going in on him, though, because I believe strongly that he asked me because he wanted to see if I was going to sleep. So I still kept going in. The thing about Puff is he doesn't like negativity. He'll give you money to shut up. So I'm going in on him like, yo, what's wrong with you? You gay or something? Why are you asking me, am I gay? I ain't never gave you no sign I'm gay, dude. You don't catch me looking at you. I damn sure don't want to see your penis. I'm going in on him. He goes in the room. He comes out with a wad of money, throws it at me. Shut up about that shit. Okay, I shut up. You know, it don't take too much to get me to shut up. You pay me. Fast forward to the freak off now. So now he wants to have the freak off. He wants the voyeur. He wants to watch. He tells me and Cassie to go in the bedroom. He commands her to lay on the bed and play with herself. He directs me to stand off to the corner and masturbate while we have the baby oil on and watch, because that was the setup. The freak-offs would be in stages. The first stage would be like a soft foreplay where she and I was made to sit back and masturbate and watch each other and kind of build up the passion and the heat of the situation. The next phase would be her giving me fellatio, things like that, the touching. That's when he would allow us to touch. The third phase would usually be the intercourse. And the intercourse would usually be the final stage to climax when she climaxed, because she always used to climax before me until we started using the excessive amounts of baby oil. And then that would usually wrap up that session into another session, which would probably be 20, 30, no more than 30 minutes later, because she was high and she would need to do this. So during this encounter, he calls me in the room. She and I are in stage one. He's watching me. I can see him watching me through the corner of his eyes. And, you know, it feels weird, but I'm trying not to pay attention to him. I'm focusing on a woman. She looks great. It's not hard to stay focused on her. All of a sudden, he jumps up and he starts to act like he's, you know, going to eat a vagina, which he never did. Never. It had been, this was 2015, I think it was. I saw him for 6 years. I never saw him eat a vagina. But this day, he gets up and he buries his face in her vagina. Eating a vagina. But now here's the thing. While he's doing it,
you busted in her?
No, I didn't yet. No, we hadn't had sex yet. But while he's doing it, he tells me to keep masturbating so she can watch. Okay, no problem. So now I'm watching her masturbating, but he's eating out her vagina, shifting his anus in my view. So it's distracting me because I can't see her vagina. I can see his anus. So I'm like, what the hell is this? So
Jesus.
I'm gonna let you finish the spin.
Okay, go ahead.
So I see what he's doing, and at first I didn't realize what he was doing. I just got annoyed, so I moved to another side of the bed. I believe I moved to the right just so I would be at an angle to see past him. He waits maybe 2 seconds. He scoots his ass back in front of my view. I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing? So I'm getting mad. I'm like, what is this guy doing? So I moved back to the left side of the bed. Sure enough, a couple of seconds later, he does it again. Finally, I said, yo, what's wrong with you, man? You blocking my view with your ass. Can you stop? And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. He got up. He gets back in the seat like he's going to start his voyeurism again watching. And he tells us we can go ahead. She says, can I get some dick? He says, yeah. So I jump on her to go have sex with her. She and I start to get involved in the sexual encounter. He says, stop.
Damn.
Let us talk for a second. So now I have to leave the room. That's the order for me to leave the room. Okay. I'm outside. I'm going to be honest. I was already involved in sex with her, so I was hard. You know, I'm kind of horny. I'm like, you know what? Let me just get it out, so I'm not standing here all hard dick, looking like an idiot when she come out here. She comes out and catches me whacking off, and she starts laughing at me. She's like, "Yo, you gotta go." I'm like, "I gotta go? Why?" And she's like, "Yo, you gotta go. I'll see you later." She's like, "Yo, you passed though," and I said, "I passed. What do you mean I passed?" She was like, "Yo, you passed." She gives me a big hug. She kisses me. She says, "Yo, you passed. When I call you later, it's going down." I was like, "All right, whatever." I left. I started walking around the strip. I didn't really know what she was talking about till probably later that night when I thought about it. Why is he doing that? Because he was trying to entice me to make me think that his asshole was the same as her vagina. And he was hoping that I might have been high and did it, but I wasn't. So that's the only time he propositioned me. Well, I feel he propositioned me because he definitely did that, hoping that he can manipulate me into possibly sleeping with me.
What's the name of the book again?
Cassie, Victim of Co-Conspirator, Story of Pain.
Okay. Anything else you want to add before we wrap this up here?
No, Tasha, I want to thank you for allowing me to finally get this out.
Hold on a second. Let's go right here.
A little disappointed because at that stage in my life, I didn't really believe in just sleeping with completely random women anymore.
Hold on a second. You guys just heard it right there.
I remember I had an ex-girlfriend who lived in Miami at the time, so I called her up. We went to dinner. I ended up spending the night with her. Totally forgot about Puff. Woke up the next morning, look at my phone. I got a million texts from this guy like, yo, you played yourself. I fool you here. Where you at? I'm like, oh, shit. Puff is mad at me. Okay.
Okay, hold on.
Call him up. He's like, yo, come up to my room. I said, all right. I go up to the room. I
Let me see.
Person to follow the rules. Usually, if you're dealing with a couple where the man is consenting to you sleeping with his wife, the man is in control of that situation. So if he doesn't want you to sleep with his wife,
just give me
you can't. That's just the swinger lifestyle. If anyone who knows about the swinger lifestyle knows I'm telling the truth. If you've gone out and got someone in your bedroom, let's say for your husband, even if the woman likes the guy, she still has to defer to her husband because when that man leaves, you still got to live with your husband. It's common sense. So this is what Cassie would do. She would defer to Diddy just to make sure he was okay with the fact that she was giving me head, that she might want to keep having sex. And Cassie was insatiable. Diddy never made her have sex with. He never insinuated, yo, why don't you take some D? He never said that. She would go, she would tell him I'm ready. He would say, okay, you could start. He would watch, but he would be more of a protector. He would make sure nothing happened to her. He was incredibly protective of her.
They didn't put you or Rico on the stand.
No, because they knew we were going to say that she was complicit. And it's nothing wrong with her being complicit. He's still guilty of sex trafficking. Like, look at all the stuff they're exposing. In order to be guilty of sex trafficking and this RICO that they're charging him with, he basically just has to know about it, have benefited in some way, and financed it, which he clearly all did by booking rooms in the name of Frank Black. Mind you, I've checked in the Frank Black rooms probably 15 times. Every room I checked into from Miami, LA, New York, I checked in under Frank Black, so I could verify that. The abuse, I physically saw him assault her at least 5 times. I can verify that. I got her pregnant. She told me I got her pregnant to my face. Let's see. It was a lot. I have no reason why they did not call me other than the fact I released that book and they were afraid that if the fence got to me and they started asking me about Cassie, I was gonna say, yo, listen, no, that didn't happen. He didn't do that.
And yeah, as a millionaire, as anybody, you can't solicit prostitutes and pay them. Like, it is against the law and it carries a long time. It's kind of it's teetering the lines of being a pimp,
It is.
you know, and they take that kind of stuff serious. And even though girls are, it's crazy how the pimps get more time than the actual prostitutes.
It is.
Like, I feel like they have to do some changes when it comes to the laws behind that, because if girls are choosing to have a pimp and the pimp is there to protect them and ensure that they're not getting mistreated during their, I guess, encounters with men and stuff like that, and they have to pay the pimp for protection, because like, how is he going to make money? I don't know. I just feel like, you know, to me, even though, yeah, he did all this shit, but I feel like the feds, they love a big cash out. 400 million is at stake that they're going to seize. I don't even think he'll have money for an appeal. They're going to have to go straight for a pardon. And then they'll be able to keep all of that. The Justice Department will inherit $400 million that was, I guess, made off of sex trafficking or illegal criminal crimes using his organization, bad boy records and all that stuff. And meanwhile, they get to retire off of that money. And it's like, why can't he retire off? Why are you allowed to retire off of money that you say is made illegally, and y'all get to use it to pay federal witnesses and pay for y'all retirement as well too? The money should be burned, right? Nobody should get the money.
True. And it should definitely go to the true victims. Some of the male prostitutes that this has happened to have, like, I'm in law school. I completely changed my life. I was a male escort 15 years ago. I went back to school. I'm trying to get a law degree now. So this coming up at this point in my life is incredibly embarrassing, but I realize it's something I have to deal with. So when I actually started looking into what I was involved with this whole RICO and sex trafficking thing, considering I studied the law, I started reading the statute. I read a bunch of cases, and I realized that the primary witnesses in sex trafficking cases are usually like drug addict women that were prostitutes, they robbed men, etc. But they're usually always the crux of the government's case. What the prostitutes say are pretty much what is verbatim, and that's what gets a pimp convicted. Look at Diddy's case. Look at how all of the male escorts, prostitutes, whatever you want to call them, are pretty much telling you Cassie's involved. Why are they not listening to any of us? They literally throw our faces out there, our information's out there. They're not trying to protect any of us. They don't give a damn. They're throwing us out there. They used us for material, and then they literally just left us out to be left to just to the wolves and to the media. They would have never did this to women who were caught up in the sex trafficking ring. These
they
prostitutes.
Do protect them. They do protect women.
They protect them. I got people contacting me online. You're showing these videos. My name is coming up in all of the transcripts. I had Tisa Tells. Oh my God, Tisa Tells makes the most slanderous, defamatory video on me. She says that Diddy flipped me as a schmex worker. Diddy never flipped me. I haven't talked to Diddy since 2019. I've been a cooperating prosecution witness the entire prosecution. How could you
hold on a second.
Podcast?
See that? So 2019.
I'm telling the truth. Now, because I'm telling the truth, and you're advocating for Diddy to go to jail because you build a platform of making him look like a complete piece of crap, which he actually is, you don't want to put anything out that says that Cassie might be complicit. You want to keep making Cassie look like a victim. Cassie's a victim of domestic violence, Tasha. We can't take that away from her. He did horrible things. I saw him two-piece on the chest, and if you don't know what that means, that's a 1-2 punch, a jab, and a right hand. I saw him hit her like that and knock her across the room. I saw him kick her. I saw him grab her up. I saw him pull her by her hair. I saw him push her. He was abusive to her, but it wasn't because of sex. It was because he's an abusive man and they were in a toxic drug-fueled relationship. Their emotions are going. They're high off drugs for days. He's getting jealous because other guys are piping her out and she's enjoying it. Even though he's letting her do it, he's still getting jealous because these other men are giving her more pleasure. She argues with him. He doesn't know how to deal with it. He hits her. That's not him forcing her to have sex.
So what was the whole trial video about? Like, they said that there was a freak off going on then, and they're saying that he pulled her back in the room because he wanted her to finish and that he had paid the I guess the sex worker, but I did hear, and I can't remember if it was testimony or not, or just, blogs talking, because, I'm not following the case every day because, we've been talking about Diddy for years. And so this is just kind of overkill at this point. It's overkill. But like, I was told that she had took his phone or something like that, and he was trying to get his phone back. And so what was that? Did you know the specifics of that particular freak off and what happened?
I don't, but I have something to say about that. From what I've read about that freak off, they were with another guy, Jules Theodore. Now, Jules, if there was a male escort in the room, why didn't that male escort testify to the fact that Cassie was trying to escape? Here's what I believe. I believe that guy would have testified that the argument was not because Cassie was trying to escape the freak off. It was probably because she was jealous because he was texting other women from his phone. Because I saw her get like that. She would watch to see who he was texting. She was his girlfriend. She gets jealous. He's a billionaire and he's a hoe. She know he got a bunch of girlfriends. She know he don't want her. So of course she's on a stance where she has to make sure that this guy is not cheating on her. She wants to know. So they probably were in the room. She went through his phone. She might have saw something. She thought he was texting a woman. She decided to leave. They got into a fight. He got caught up. Now, here's the interesting part. I heard during this trial when I was watching that about 3 weeks after, they had a freak off in Miami with me. These are the texts that I heard. Now, they have this fight. She gets beat up. She has to recover. A couple of weeks later, they decide to have another freak off. She tells him they need to change the energy. They need to change the person. The next thing they do is fly to Miami. They call me. How is this someone who's being sex trafficked? And she clearly tells you we need to change the enemy. Then she calls the same guy, because this was 2016, 2015 when he beat her. By then, I was sleeping with her 6 years, 7 years by then. She deliberately calls me from New York to have sex with her in Miami 3 or 4 weeks after he beats her up in his hotel and is making her have sex. Make it make sense. She's lying. She was a part of this. They were fighting probably because he had a woman. She didn't like that. He beat her up. She got over it because the truth is she was in love with him. She was extremely in love with him. She talked about it all the time. She wanted to have kids. She wanted to get married with him, which I thought was weird because I'm thinking you're letting me slut you out, but you want this guy to marry you? How is he supposed to respect you? But I never asked questions, Tasha. They're paying me. It's not my job to ask questions. It's my job to satisfy. So that's exactly what I did. That's what I have to say about that assault, though. I think that assault, I think they were fighting over his phone. I think she got mad. She tried to leave the room, and the male escort in the room can verify it. That's why he didn't testify. Because it makes no sense why myself or Jules Theodore, the two escorts they mentioned the most and the longest, haven't testified. It's probably because we're going to testify against Cassie, and they don't want that.
Well, why didn't the defense team call y'all?
I don't know. I can only assume that they might not know what I intend to say, which is probably the case. They don't know that I intend to say, listen, he did beat her. He did the things that they're saying, but she was involved also.
So it's just safer to just leave you off because you may end up doing something.
Exactly. And I can kind of understand that. Listen, it's safer. We don't really know what this guy is going to say. It's safer to just leave him out. But I know why the government's not. I know why the government's not calling me. They don't want me to say what I'm going to say about Cassie because they know it's all the truth.
Were you in love with Cassie?
Absolutely not. You can't be in love with a woman who is basically allowing herself to be slutted out, if I want to say that respectfully. When I first started sleeping with her, I'll be honest, I had an emotional connection to her. I had an emotional connection to her the entire time. I can't lie. We had unprotected, drug-fueled hot sex for years. There's no way I couldn't develop some type of feelings for her as a person. But I can't say I was ever in love with her. I knew she was Puff's. I knew she was addicted to the money. I knew she was addicted to the lifestyle because that's the only way a woman could stay in a situation with a man that's punching him in the chest and be okay with it. And I didn't want to go through that. I'm a 90s baby. I always remember the R. Kelly Down Low video where Ronald Isley took him out of the desert, beat the crap out of him for dealing with his girl. I don't want to be that with Puffy. So I'm not trying to take Puffy, girl. Okay, Puffy, this is your chick. You like to see her get slutted out. I'm going to slut her out. You going to pay me. I'm going to go about my business. That was it.
Damn. I heard that she had quoted and said at one point when they were like, why don't you leave Puffy? And she's like, well, who would I go to? Jay-Z is taken.
Yeah, she like, think about it. Puff is destroyed now. He's destroyed. He'll never be back where he was. But at one point, Puff was the man. It was a privilege to go to a Puffy party. It was a privilege to go to a white party. She's dating Puff. Puff is one of the most powerful producers in the game. Women have been using men to boost their careers for decades, for eons. And she's a 19-year-old girl. She has this super producer businessman that likes her. He's into her sexually. Of course, she's manipulating him like he's manipulating her. He's manipulating her. She's letting him manipulate her by use of her vagina and trying to manipulate him into things she wants. I personally think she just wasn't as good as Young Miami. Young Miami leveled up off Puff in that short time she was with him. Cassie was with him a decade and had a Jaguar and nothing. I don't understand how that is other than ambition and really on her. She can't really blame him for that, for things that she didn't do. And that's another thing. I'm going to say that because there were times where I actually heard him ask her about her music. Like, yo, you made music? What you doing? What you doing with yourself? Oh, you know, I'm chilling right now. I'm looking for inspiration. And I heard this from her for years that she wasn't doing anything. He would ask her, he'd be like, yo, you playing, you don't want to do nothing, but why should she have to do something? She's dating him. So she was comfortable. She didn't really need to do that. I totally believe that she allowed herself to get into a situation where she got drug fueled, where she got lazy, and she lost track of herself because she got involved with this guy who got her in. And I do believe he got her into the things. She might have been a hoe, but there's no way a 19-year-old girl knows about the swinger lifestyle like the way Cassie was playing. Somebody introduced her to that, and I totally believe Puff did that.
Puff did. I mean, he talked about it on a reality show of his. Said he didn't want to get married because he was into the swinger lifestyle, and so he's always kind of been upfront about that. So, but he said 75% of the time you're gonna have the best time of your life with me. The other 25%, I'm gonna beat your ass and you're gonna hate it. But they kind of knew what came with that. And so, do you know, being that you was with her for so long, how did Alex Fine get in the picture?
I believe he was hired to be her personal trainer, which makes perfect sense because the only way anybody would have got close enough to her to build a relationship is if Puff gave the green light. I got close to her because Puff gave the green light. Nobody would have got close to her without the green light. So Puff hired this guy to be a personal trainer. Cassie's dope. I'm not even gonna play her as a person and say like, you know, she's a liar. She's an excellent conversationalist. She's very intelligent. She's easy to be around. So her and this guy probably was working out. He started realizing she was damaged. She's a beautiful woman. Why not date her? He starts dating her. They hook up. The rest is history, which I'm happy for that. She deserved to be happy. She always wanted kids. I remember when she and I actually had the whole pregnancy scare, she was actually really disappointed at the fact she had an abortion. You know, and so was I to an extent because I had no kids. But look at the situation. You know, I'm the male escort that your rich ex-boyfriend paid to bust you down. Now you're going to have a trick baby. So I totally understood the fact.
Hold on. Y'all, let me tell you something. Let me stop that right there. Thanks. Oh, God, schoolers. Y'all, I got to stop that right there. I just don't heard a little too much. Y'all want to hear more about it? Go to Tasha K's channel. Give a click and review and let her know that I sent you over there. And also, too, while you are over there, I got to go ahead and what did I do? I got to go over here and clear out the music and divide this here chat here in half. Also, too, if you go back to the beginning, I didn't want to go too far back, but just a little bit to get y'all what's going on. I'm about over this here Diddy stuff, but if it's still out here, I still got to stay on task of what's going on. I'm not going to dig out his eyes and all that. The trial is over, but this here, I'm going to, I got to play around with this video and put the music on one side and put this here as another video and separate them. Oh my God, this is something y'all, if y'all go back through that, and when he tell you about the STD, the chlamydia, whatever they got, when he tell you about that, that's a whole different story. I thank you guys for coming over. I'm going to end this here live so I can clean this here thing up. I'm gonna I may be coming back in a few minutes. Let me clean up this here. Y'all want to hear the more? Go over there, Tasha. It will say 6 hours. Yeah, and it said what the breaking news Cassie freak off worker. Y'all, I believe everything what he said. I'm gonna get some videos and break it down about that the people that came in and said why they didn't come up. And then I'm trying to get that letter to put it on my community wall. Another letter that was wrote why they didn't come forward. And child, this whole damn thing is a mess. I'm so sick and tired of this goddamn shit. To its gross and pathetic. I wish I don't know why they just ain't keep this here. Who came out and told? Now, as y'all see, you know they was this guy here said it was 2019. They just got Diddy in 2024. Gene Deal said that in 2011 they've been watching Diddy. Gene Deal said he was the one that went to him and started it all, got all of this shit started for they to start watching him. Anyway, you guys, I'll see you later out in these streets. I got to do some work. Bye. Oh, Michelle, thank you, boo, for staying up with me. Thank you. Let me go ahead and end this here. Let me go ahead and end my studio. My God, today. Thanks, Shell.